All right, so we want to make sure in this video that we are showing students how to properly stop, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Google Classroom is an amazing tool for collecting and disseminating assignments and really giving feedback. But it's really important to see that Google Classroom is not our official gradebook as teachers. In fact, Synergy is our official gradebook, and we should be directing students to use StudentVue and parents, ParentVue, to view the progress in their class. So in this portion of the video, I want to show you how you could set up that Google Classroom where there are notifications and instructions for students to use StudentVue. So if you notice right here, I have Google Classroom set up, and I have a test course that we can kind of build this the way that it's supposed to be with our new instructions. This is from the teacher side. I can't really show you the student side, so we're just going to look at it from the teacher point of view. So when we're setting up Google Classroom to really direct students to StudentVue, the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that Google Classroom isn't reproducing some of those gradebook functions that we see in Synergy. So I've got my new Google Classroom here. I need to set up some of those parameters to not make it a gradebook. So I'm going to go over here to the gear in the upper right-hand corner to do that. I'm going to click Class Settings. You can see I've got all my settings here on some of this back structure of our Google Classroom. And I'm going to come down here to the first thing is under General, it says Guardian Summaries. Guardian Summaries is the ability for a parent to get an email that shows all the assignments that are in Google Classroom, their progress, their scores on them, whether they're missing or not. While it might be helpful, the truth is we have ParentVue that does that very same thing and does it more effectively because it ties it back to an overall student grade. So we need to make sure that this little toggle here is turned off. That means it is not blue. So make sure the toggle for Guardian Summaries is turned off. Parents should be using ParentVue, not Google Classroom Guardian Summaries. The next thing we need to do in setting up our Google Classroom is we come down here to grading. This is where you're setting up the gradebook in Google Classroom. And remember, we are not using Google Classroom for gradebooks. So we come over here and it says grade calculation, overall grade calculation. We do not want Google Classroom to provide an overall grade calculation. So if you have anything over here, we need to make sure if it says total points or weighted by category, that you're selecting no overall grade. We do not want Google Classroom to provide an overall grade. Now, additionally, if you've done this correctly, you'll notice it says show overall grade to students, and that should be grayed out. In fact, it shouldn't let you click it. Now, if you can click it, that means that you've probably put something up here in overall grade calculation. So make sure those things are turned off. Now, if you do that correctly, you'll come up here and you click that Save button, and it is going to save those settings to your Google Classroom. And you're going to have to do that for every Google Classroom that you operate. Now, once we have that set up and your Google Classroom is not going to provide that overall grade calculation, we do need to remind students to be using StudentVue to get the information for their overall grade. Now, we're going to do that in two different ways. And the first way we're going to do it is right here on our Google Classroom stream. We're going to create an announcement to the entire class directing them to go to StudentVue for their grade. Now, this is going to be a static message, and that means we're going to have to do some things to it as we go out through the year. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. To create that announcement, you're going to click right here where it says announce something to your class. And we are going to create what we're going to say. Now, I could type it all out, but I'm going to just show you a copy and paste what I've already written to make it a little bit faster per time. And it's right here. So we are going to create this announcement that says Google Classroom does not show your overall work. Instead, it's simply the actual assignments and feedback to it. For overall progress in the class, they need to use StudentVue. And I'm going to attach, once I have this message, I'm going to attach a link to it. This link I'm going to send in there. You will find in your email. It is the link to our district StudentVue page. And when I add link, right there in that announcement is going to be a direction and a link to StudentVue. So students are easily prompted to go to StudentVue to see their overall grade and progress in your class. Now, we can see it's right there. We can set it up for multiple classes, so you don't have to create over and over again this message. You can just say, put this in all of my classes, and it's going to do it for one time. I would also probably make this bold because I want to make sure students see it, maybe even underline it if you want, because we are directing students to use StudentVue. And when you're ready, we just click post. And now that is moving to my classroom. And you can see it's there on the stream. Now, as we move through the year, more announcements are probably going to be happening in your class. Maybe it's assignments, maybe something else that you're announcing. And in that case, this announcement is going to get moved further down the page. Now remember, we want to make this a static message. We want to make sure that it is at the top, it is directing students. So in order to do that, as you add assignments, you have to continually move this announcement back to the top. It's fairly simple. You're going to click over here. This is the kebab menu on this specific announcement right here, these 3 vertical dots. I'm going to click it, and you'll see that very top option. It says move to the top. Now, right now it's grayed out because it's at the top already. But as you're moving down, we can hit move to the top, and an announcement's always going to stay at the top, reminding students to use StudentVue. So that is the first way we're going to make sure that students are using StudentVue and reminding them. The second way is a little bit different. Here we're going to go to classwork. And this is also the case for students. If they want to turn in things, they look at their assignments, they work on classwork. Now on the student side, right here, this is also where they get to view their work. On your side, you have a create button, but for students right here, it says view your work, and it's a link, and it'll send them to a place where they can see the feedback and the scores that they got on those specific assignments, not the overall grade because you've already turned that off. We want to create, in this case though, a message so that when students come to this page and they, right before they click on view their work or view your work, it says, that it says go to StudentVue, right? We have this message. So we're going to use the topic function. So I'm going to click here on create. I'm going to come down to topic, and I'm going to add a topic. Now you only get 100 characters, so we got to keep it short and to the point on this case. And so we're going to say really simply use StudentVue to view your grade. So we are keeping it directly to the point, exactly what students are supposed to see. Now, if you notice, it gave me a warning. It says students will see this topic once work is added to it. So a topic is not going to show up until we put information there. So we need to give them some information so that students see this on their screen. So very simply, we're going to hit create. And in this case, we're going to create a material. So this material is going to be called instructions for using StudentVue. Okay. First thing we need for our instructions is an actual link to StudentVue. So I'm going to click down here on link. I'm going to paste in that link that I just had. And there it is. So again, they can click it very simply. But then also, Jen Manor here for our district has created instructions on how to use StudentVue from a student side. So if we come over here to Drive, it's been shared with all of you. So if you click shared with me, once you click Google Drive, you will find the document StudentVue instructions. Now, click that button and you click it and it will add that to this post. So you can see we have the link, we have instructions. Now we need to make sure that it's attached to our post that we just created. So again, you can do this for any course that you want to. If I go over here to the right or underneath topic, I can choose, and I have to choose topic, use StudentVue to view your grade. That means when I post it, it's going to go underneath that topic and that topic will be visible to a student. So I click post. And now this topic is at the top with instructions on how to use StudentVue. And right above it is where students are going to go in Google Classroom to view any feedback that you're providing on assignments. It helps direct students to use the proper resource to see their grade in your class. Now, as you're going, if for some reason this topic gets moved down, it's really simple in Google Classroom. You're just going to click it. You can drag it wherever you want. So that is how we are going to help ensure and direct students to the proper resource for seeing their grade, StudentVue, and getting their feedback, StudentVue, and helping parents not use Google Classroom, but instead ParentVue to see a student's progress. So if you have any questions on this or would like any more help, please reach out, let me know. I'd love to help you. I'm Dennis Lane, and this is Teacher Tech on the Trail.